Halloween symbols and superstitions.
Halloween superstitions around the world.
Halloween, with its origins rooted in ancient Celtic festivals, is surrounded by various superstitions and beliefs that have evolved over centuries. These superstitions often center around themes of death, the supernatural, and the unseen forces that are believed to be particularly active during this time of year. While many superstitions are shared across cultures, different countries and regions have their unique beliefs tied to Halloween or similar festivals. Here's a detailed look at some of these superstitions from around the world.
The veil between worlds and ghostly encounters.
Many cultures believe that during Halloween or related festivals like Samhain, the boundary between the living world and the spirit world is thinnest, allowing spirits to cross over and visit the living. This belief gives rise to superstitions surrounding ghosts, protection, and the fear of encountering the dead. Celtic tradition. Ireland and Scotland. The ancient Celts believed that on Samhain, ghosts of the dead would return to earth to ward off any malevolent spirits. They would light bonfires and wear costumes made of animal skins. This is the origin of modern-day Halloween costumes. People would also leave food and offerings outside their homes to appease wandering spirits, which eventually evolved into today's trick-or-treating tradition. Example, in Ireland, it was believed that if you were walking alone on Halloween night, you might encounter a spirit or fairy. To protect yourself, you could turn your clothes inside out or carry iron, a material that was believed to repel spirits. Mexico's Dia de los Muertos. In Mexico, the Day of the Dead, celebrated from October 31st to November 2nd, is based on the belief that the spirits of deceased family members return to visit the living. Rather than fearing these spirits, families welcome them by creating ofrendas, altars adorned with flowers, photos, and favorite foods of the deceased. It is believed that if the living remember their dead loved ones with joy, the spirits will protect and watch over them throughout the year. Example, the use of calabash sugar skulls represents the spirits of the dead, and by decorating graves and making offerings, people hoped to receive the blessings and guidance of their ancestors.
Bad luck superstitions. Black cats, broken mirrors, and spilled salt.
Certain superstitions associated with bad luck are heightened during Halloween due to the holiday's connection with the supernatural and the unknown. Black cats. In many cultures, black cats are considered symbols of bad luck or witches in disguise. This superstition dates back to the Middle Ages, when black cats were believed to be witches' familiars or even witches themselves, capable of shape-shifting. On Halloween, seeing a black cat is often regarded as an ominous sign of impending bad luck. Example, in medieval Europe, it was thought that if a black cat crossed your path on Halloween night, you should immediately turn back home, as it was a warning of bad luck or misfortune to come. Breaking a mirror. Breaking a mirror is considered bad luck in many cultures, but the superstition takes on extra significance on Halloween. Mirrors were often thought to be portals to the spirit world, and breaking one would unleash trapped souls or invite malevolent spirits into your home. Example, in the Victorian era, people would cover mirrors in their homes during wakes or Halloween to prevent the deceased spirit from being trapped inside or haunting the household. Spilling salt. In many parts of the world, spilling salt is seen as bad luck because salt was historically viewed as a precious and protective substance. If you spill salt, especially on Halloween night, it's believed that evil spirits might take advantage of the bad luck. To reverse the curse, it's traditional to throw a pinch of the spilled salt over your left shoulder to blind the evil spirits. Example: in Italy, where Halloween is celebrated in a more modern sense, spilling salt is also seen as a bad omen. Italians believe that tossing salt over the left shoulder neutralizes the bad luck as it strikes the devil who is thought to lurk behind you in the eye.
Love superstitions and divination.
Halloween has also long been associated with various superstitions and practices related to love, marriage, and divination. Many of these customs originated in Europe and were popular in the 19th century, especially among young women who were curious to know their romantic futures. Apple peeling for love. In parts of Ireland and Scotland, it was believed that peeling an apple in one long, continuous strip could reveal the initials of your future spouse. After peeling the apple, the person would throw the peel over their shoulder, and the shape it formed on the ground would resemble the initial of the person they were destined to marry. Example: at Halloween parties in 19th century England, unmarried women would gather to peel apples, hoping to receive a glimpse of their future love life. The tradition was often accompanied by laughter and excitement as each person revealed their apple peel's result. Hazelnut divination. Another love superstition involved roasting hazelnuts in a fire. Young women would place the hazelnuts on the hearth, naming one for themselves and one for the person they hoped to marry. If the nuts stayed together in the fire, it was a sign that the couple would have a harmonious relationship. If they popped or burned, it was seen as a bad omen for the relationship. Example: in rural Scotland, girls would secretly place the hazelnuts on the fire, believing that the way they behaved would predict their future with a particular suitor. If the nuts burned steadily without cracking, it meant a happy marriage was likely.
Superstitions about death and the afterlife.
Given Halloween's connection to the dead, there are numerous superstitions surrounding death, burial practices, and the afterlife, which are especially prominent around this time of year, covering graves to protect the dead. In some cultures, it is believed that during Halloween or similar festivals, spirits rise from their graves. To prevent evil spirits or demons from taking the dead, people would cover the graves with stones or build cairns over the burial sites. Example: in rural Ireland, families would visit graves on Halloween night to light candles, leave offerings of food to honor the dead and ensure their spirits rested peacefully. It was also believed that placing stones over the grave would keep the dead from rising as malevolent spirits. Hearing a death omen. Across various cultures, certain sounds, like the hooting of an owl or the howling of a dog, are believed to be omens of death. Owls, in particular, have long been associated with witches and the underworld. If you hear an owl's hoot on Halloween night, it is thought to be a warning of a nearby death or misfortune. Example: in Appalachian folklore, the sound of an owl hooting 3 times on Halloween was considered a sign that someone in the community would die soon.
Superstitions around Halloween food and offerings.
Food also plays an important role in Halloween traditions. and certain superstitions are connected to the foods people prepare and eat during this time. Barmbrack, Ireland. In Ireland, the traditional Halloween cake, barmbrack, contains various items baked inside that are said to predict the future. Each guest would get a slice, and the item they found in their slice would offer a glimpse into their fate for the coming year. For example, a coin meant wealth, a ring meant marriage, and a piece of cloth meant bad luck or poverty. In conclusion, Halloween superstitions around the world vary widely, reflecting different cultures' beliefs about death, spirits, and the supernatural. From protective rituals to love divinations, these superstitions add a layer of mystery and magic to Halloween, making it a time of both fear and fun. Whether warding off evil spirits or seeking a glimpse into the future, these practices show how deeply intertwined Halloween is with ancient beliefs about the unseen forces that surround us.